Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. Today our special guest is Pat Gauthier. And Pat, listen, I've known you for a long time. You were probably about that size when I got to know you. You went away, you did some school, but you left and you finally decided to move back. How many years ago did you come back here?
I moved back in 2005.
2005. And I guess the big thing that we want to talk about here is that you moved back, you were an RCMP officer, working for the big corporations. You've retired just lately in the last year and a half or 2 years?
2 years.
2 years ago? Now, time flies. And you've decided to become an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So this is one of your hobbies, but also as an entrepreneur. So Pat Shack or Sugar Shack, if you want to call it.
Yes.
But why? Where do you see, like you've got into other businesses too, so where's the connection? How did you see the opportunities?
Well, this part I've been doing since I moved back, and going before that, when I was young, I used to go to the Sugar Shacks, horse-drawn sleighs, and I used to love it. And I also used to go to your father-in-law's Sugar Shack with Pierre.
Yeah.
We used to go up there, and I spent many, many days and many weekends there, and I just got
the bug.
Got the bug, and once the sugar's in your veins, you're
there
done.
We go.
So I've always liked maple syrup, and I've got a background in forestry. So when I moved back here, I noticed that there was all these nice maple trees, and I had 4 young children who loved maple syrup. So it was something I started doing with the children. And you start with 2 or 3 trees, and then you want to expand, and you see the potential, and it just went from there.
Well, this is a great little building here, and you built all this yourself?
Everything here was built by myself and my friends, lots of help from friends, and everything was built in the wintertime. No time in the summer to do that.
No, exactly. So, and this is a little bit off the road, so you had to bring in all the materials here to be able to do it. So tell us a little bit about the process.
Okay, well the process is this part of North America, which maple syrup is unique to this area of the world, so we're very fortunate for that. But every spring, the maples, as the weather thaws out, the maples, if you tap them, they'll provide sap. So you have to harvest the sap. And once you have the sap, it's as simple as boiling it down to a certain density. So you can either go by temperature or by a hydrometer, but it's boiled down sap. And generally, it takes, say, 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of maple syrup. So it's 40 to 1 ratio. So lots and lots of boiling.
Yeah.
So what they invented many years ago, like this evaporator, this model is your typical one, and it's over 100 years old, the design. So this is very efficient for boiling down sap, and it's wood fired, and it's essentially the same design as for over 100 years. And you boil it down, the sap will come in my case, through that hose. There's a gravity pump that only lets so much in.
Oh yeah,
time, okay. And once it boils and boils and boils by density, it ends up in the front pan, and from there you check it, and when it's time you pour it off, filter it, and then you bottle it, and you have your maple syrup.
Well, the smell of the sweetness in this room is just incredible, and as you mentioned, my father-in-law's, I remember going there too, and the smell in the air is just unbelievable. I used to drink the sap out at the end, but now I got away from that because it's not good for you to drink so much at the other end. But this is great because it shows an opportunity here that, it's a hobby of yours.
Yes.
You've retired. You've started doing this, and you've turned it into a little business because people can actually come here on weekends and stuff. It's open to the public?
Yes, exactly. I started doing it at first like for family and friends, and then I discovered how many people really enjoyed coming out here. And I personally love to see the families come down. They're out for an afternoon. They're walking down here, so they're getting physical activity. They're out in nature, and they get to meet other people, and they get to discover something that's unique to our, this area.
Yep.
And they get to see that we have this right in our area here.
So how do they get a hold of you and let you know that they want to come, or do they just show up? How's it work?
I now have a little Facebook page. It's called the Erabliere Gauthier Sugary.
Okay. All right.
And this time of year, I post Wednesday or Thursday. I'll post ahead of time if I'm having taffy on the snow on a certain day, either Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
So next week it'll be Sunday only because of the weather, and everything's explained there, the address, the location, and people come down. I ask them to dress for winter because
Well, there's still
this isn't in town. There's still 3 feet of snow up there, or 4 feet
Yeah,
of snow.
yeah.
So they have to bring all their their winter boots and snowshoes if they have them.
yeah.
And it's about a 400 or 500 meter walk to come down here, and
What's the address on South Tedigosh?
3674 Route 180.
There we go. So there's something for you to do on the weekend. Check out the Facebook page. Come out and check out to see what it is about learning a little bit more about the Sugary and actually tasting this great product at the same time. And Pat, really thank you very much. Okay, because
pleasure.
here you are allowing people to see what local activities that we can do in the springtime, where it's the
Yes.
worst time of the year, I find, because it just drags on.
That's right.
And it's using our local trees, making local product, and getting it out there for people to enjoy. So thanks again for coming back and retiring and doing this.
It's my
Appreciate
pleasure.
it.
I'm happy to be here.
There we go. So there's another edition of Northern Heat. Pat Gauthier turning on the heat in Northern New Brunswick.